You are seeing the creation of the one world religion, and it's being fed to the children through the public school system. But there's more to this. Oh yeah, there's more to this. Since 2015, the Fetzer Institute has awarded over $6.4 million in grants to various organizations to grow this agenda, feeding the one world religion. But in 2017, they gave over $1.2 million in a partnership with the Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors. There's your Rockefeller. This group, this Rockefeller organization, helped fund the Collaborative for Spirituality in Education project. There it is, Collaborative for Spirituality in Education project from the Spiritually Mind Body Institute. Spirituality Mind Body Institute. Now, to make sure we got the right place, of course, what do we got to do? We got to make sure they're partnered with the right people. And yep, there it is. We got the right place. Rockefeller. Oh boy. Rockefeller there. Teachers College with the Columbia University. Fetzer Institute. The National Council for Spirituality and Education Group. This is also being used to help sell. So we got the right place. We see this is in collaboration here. So let's just take a little trip through their website and see what they got going on. So who we are. First off, we see the Board of Trustees. Who's all involved there? I see a couple names. Oh, there's Stephen Rockefeller right there. No surprise. Valerie Rockefeller. There's another one. Lisa Miller. Lisa Miller. I want you to hang on to that name because we're going to go back to her. I'm going to use her to connect another dot a little bit later. Let's just take an idea or take a trip and see what's going on with this. CSEs, which is the Collaborative for Spirituality and Education, so CSC for short. Founding president is Dr. Lisa Miller, hang on to that name, professor of psychology and education at the Teachers College, Columbia University. Dr. Miller is a foremost scientist on spirituality across. Scientist on spirituality. Interesting. Across the human lifespan, and her work published in leading research journals. She created the Spirituality Mind Body Institute, so she's all over this thing. The first Ivy League graduate program in spirituality and psychology. She is the author of The Spiritual Child, the new science of parenting for health and lifelong thriving. I want you guys to hang on to that word as well. So we've got whole child, and we've got thriving. Hang on to that. You're going to see those words a lot. And she also wrote The Awakened Brain, the new science of spirituality and the quest for an inspired life. That sounds like something straight out of Hillsong or Bethel or something, to be honest. Yeah, well, same thing, right? Which has set forth the insights and broad vision that guides CSE. Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay, so when I was looking at this, I wanted to know more about this wholeness, this whole child thing. Where does that come from? So I kept going through their website, and I was looking for information on this, and I came across this. This is on their website as well, and this is under their urgent priority page. There is a growing national understanding that success and well-being require a whole child approach to education, social emotional learning, mindfulness, character education, values education, restorative practices, and other related programs seek to address the need of children in a more holistic way. So I'm starting to get an idea of where this is coming from. Let's just keep reading though. Still, national data on youth reveal increasing rates of personal suffering and pathology. Collective understanding of citizenship wanes, as does the care of the environment within the leading whole child movements. I told you we're going to see these words a lot. In recent years, a question intensifies. How do we strengthen the deep inner core of the child? There's your new age right there, guys. How do we help children access this inner core to support their sense of meaning and purpose, responsibility for others, and concern for the natural world? We're really seeing this new age just flooding into this. But I wanted to look more at that holistic because I've heard that before. I know about it. And I just wanted to make sure I was right on it. So when we look up holistic, it actually comes from holistic therapy. Remember, this is what kids' education is being based off of. Holistic therapy, as sometimes referred to as holistic psychotherapy or body-centered psychotherapy, is an integrative type of therapy that incorporates both traditional and non-traditional treatments to help the individual as a whole. There's the whole again. Oh, guys, this is ridiculous. Rather than focusing on a narrow problem, it considers mental, physical, and spiritual factors that influence a person's well-being and seeks to help people heal and, say it with me now, thrive on a deeper level. Whole, spiritual, thrive. Holistic. Types of holistic therapy. Take a look at this. We've got eclectic or integrative therapy. We've got mind-body therapy, somatic therapy, and spiritual therapy. There it is, spiritual therapy. Now, I see down there it says how spirituality can benefit your health and well-being. I wanted to take a look and see what this holistic well-being website talks about with spirituality. So I clicked on it. To no surprise, spirituality offers a worldview that suggests there is more to life than just what people experience in a sensory and physical level. Instead, it suggests that there's something greater that connects all beings to each other and to the universe itself. I mean, do I have to throw the New Age book at you? Do I? Connecting us to the universe itself. You know, whenever you see TV shows now where they're talking about, oh, thank the universe, which I don't know about you guys, but that's become the thing now. It's not, oh, they don't say thank God. No, they say thank the universe or the universe did this. That's New Age. It may involve religious traditions centering on the belief in a higher power. It can also involve a holistic belief in an individual connection to others and the world as a whole. I believe Scripture specifically tells us to separate from the world. We are not of the world. We are just in it. We are passing through. But holistic spirituality is about connecting to the worlds and connecting to the universe. That is the exact opposite of what the Bible tells us. Spirituality has been a source of comfort and relief from stress for multitudes of people. While people use many different paths, there it is. That's the Oprah saying right there. Many different paths to find God or a higher power. Research has shown that those who are more religious or spiritual, yada, 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 none of that stuff matters. So that, again, is the foundation for what is being put into the SEL teaching education program, which is in 90% of America's schools. Now, techniques of holistic, because I wasn't done yet. To no surprise, acupuncture, biofeedback, breath work, guided imagery, hypnosis, massage, meditation, mindfulness, Reiki, Tai Chi, and yoga. That is a whole bunch of mysticism and Hindu and stuff that we see even in the NAR churches, all being put into the holistic school teaching. Holistic therapy utilizes a range of techniques to help individuals understand their symptoms. In addition, such strategies are designed to foster a greater sense of self-awareness, to better understand the connections between their body, mind, and relationships, and how these elements play a role in mental health. I firmly believe that the scripture also tells us to lose ourselves, to die to ourselves, to become more like Christ. We don't need to find out more about ourselves. We don't need to become more self-aware. We need to throw all of that away and become more Christ-like. But this is the opposite. This is the opposite. This is about self. This is about me, the awakening in me. I think that's a lot of Hinduism, a lot of mysticism, a lot of Buddhism, a lot of that stuff. It's all right there. We've got the roots of this holistic, whole child teaching. All of this cell stuff is about whole child. It's about holistic. It's about all of this stuff. And we see it's clearly grounded in New Age, in theosophy, mysticism, Gnosticism, all of it. Everything is grounded in that. So let's keep looking at the CSE website, because we need to know more about what this is all involved with. We take a look at their 10 points to promote spirituality and education. We're not going to read it all, I'll just kind of give you the rundown. Respect and love, meaning and purpose. They develop a deep sense of self-worth. There's the self again, belonging and meaning and purpose. Wonder, the sense of wonder, which is kind of interesting because it says a love of knowledge and a reverence for the mystery of being nurtured. There's mystery again. Mystery, religion. Inner life and self-care, moral development. I'll get my morals from the Bible, not from what my stomach tells me. Caring relationships, democracy, and social justice. There it is. They study and put into practice democratic ideals and principles of social justice. And something that I've said before, democracy is actually an illusion. There's no such thing. It's what they use to keep people fighting with each other. Compassion and service, connection to nature. Joy/whole being. Man, this is just loaded up, isn't it? Now, they've got a program on CSE called Awakened Schools. I kid you not, called Awakened Schools. Let's take a look at that. The Awakened Schools Institute is a spiritually activated year-long course that combines groundbreaking scientific research and inclusive educational frameworks into useful tools for educators. This is about teaching the teachers about how to teach this stuff. And you go on, it says literacies across content areas, social emotional learning, social justice education, and trauma-informed teaching. There it is. The Collaborative for Spirituality and Education is dedicated to nurturing the innate spiritual capacity of educators. Independent, here we go, independent of any doctrine, ideology, and religion, which, that's man-made. We don't want to get involved with that. But doctrine, of any doctrine, spiritual, without any doctrine, that ain't good. That's all about me again. All about me. Now, if we keep taking a look at their Awakened School stuff, the objectives of the Awakened School Institute: to encourage teachers and school leaders to nurture and ground their practice into their own spirituality, to reclaim why teachers entered teaching initially, reclaiming that excitement, love, and purpose, to experience what spirituality and education means and to tie that to their reasons for becoming a teacher, and to reawaken teachers to this approach to education so that they can change their school culture by getting back to who they wanted to be as teachers, and to do this collectively so they can support each other in maintaining this shift and in changing school culture. And to top this off, one of the pictures that they had on the Awakened Schools page is none other than children doing yoga. Yeah. You guys still think this is political? See, that's not a sarcastic question, because I know that there's still some people that still think this is a political thing. Do you honestly still think this is political? It's not. It's not in the slightest. This is the spiritual warfare that Scripture told us about. And like many other things, we had no idea. We have no idea how deep this spiritual war goes. We don't have a clue. We like to act like we do. We have no idea just how deep this spiritual warfare goes. I didn't know about half of this. I had no idea until I picked up the shovel and just started going. And I'm scratching the surface. I still don't have any idea. I could just keep going for days on this and just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and still have no idea just how bad this is. This is what the Bible was telling us about. We look at this, and then we look at what's going on in the churches. We'd scratched barely the surface of that, with how deep Gnosticism is rooted into all of these churches, including some of the churches that you attend. And then we've gone into the trafficking stuff and the child trafficking and the pedophilia and stuff, and we have no idea how bad this is. This is the signs that tell us how close we are to going home. There is just so much evil and darkness being done in this world that some people are like, no, we haven't hit the days of Sodom and Gomorrah yet. No, we haven't hit that yet. Guys, we are so far past Sodom and Gomorrah. If you turn around and look behind you, you can't see it anymore. Trust me, some of the stuff that I have seen, I wish I could unsee it. And I only scratch the surface. How much stuff that I don't share with you guys. Just trust me. We can't see Sodom and Gomorrah anymore. And that is just a sign that tells us how close we are to going home. A sign telling us just how close we are to just Christ just reaching down and snatching his church up out of here and meeting him in the clouds. It's because when we see things like this running rampant freely, there's not a thing that anybody is doing about this. There's not a thing anybody can do about this. Except pull your kids out and homeschool them, guys. And I know I'm talking about the public school system, but the private school system and even the Christian schools are in on this too. The only thing we can do is pull our kids out. And I know there's a lot of people that says, I just can't do it. You got to find a way. Because you don't want this anywhere near your child. I'm telling you, you don't want him. You don't want this near your kids. But this is just a sign. This is just another sign of how close we are to going home, guys. When we see things like this, I know it's bad. You know, we want to get down. We want to look at this as doom and gloom and type of stuff. But this is just more signs that we're almost out of here. And I want you guys to keep that focus. Keep the focus of the finish line is right there. We're in the season. And so we need to make sure that we're occupying with the gospel while we're here. drag as many souls across that line, that finish line, before he comes.